Got a ride from a guy named Seth, and we're back at Echo Chalet, or Echo Lakes, where we ended yesterday. Had a nice stay at the Paradise Motel. Lovely host Mai owned the hotel and gave us a lot of extras, drove us to Whole Foods, and just was super nice and accommodating, hospitable. And now we're back at the trail. Got the trailhead here, and we're headed south to Kennedy Meadows North.
So we're back on the trail, and this is the area that had the fire in South Lake Tahoe, and the trail goes through a burn area where this time last year you wouldn't be walking here because things were on fire. You can see how the trees have some scorching, and you have some dead trees, and then right beside them, for whatever reason, the trees here just got lightly singed. You can see the base of the bark, or the base of the trunk of the tree, but the tree's still alive. So pretty amazing to see. We'll check in with you as we make our way down the Sonora Pass.
We have been climbing for a while, and as you can see, it's very steep. Hope this gives some perspective. And it's like a stair workout. It's a bunch of big step ups over and over again. But this is a very rocky area. Beautiful day though. Enjoying.
So we've been walking for about 6 miles. We're coming down to Showers Lake, and then to the front of us is Dixon Canyon. It's been a wonderful day, but this is one of those first open meadows that we had, and we're just enjoying the scenery.
We are still on the Tahoe Rim Trail. It's another 2 or 3 miles until we get to the junction again, and we're again awarded with another view of Lake Tahoe there in the distance. It's hard to imagine that we were so close to it earlier this morning.
This is the Truckee River. Oh. Yeah. Woo-wee. Gotta be careful not to get my feet wet. I think though in the springtime, this would be something potentially fierce. But right now at the end of the season, it's just a trickle.
We are just coming over Carson Peak. Oh my goodness. Wow. Sierras. Wow. Huh. Unbelievable. Yeah. What a day. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
I say that over and over again, but gosh.
This is the valley that we came from, as we have about a mile, 0.2 to camp, and this is the direction we're going. Just a lovely time of day as the sun is setting, as we're making our way to camp.
It's about 6:45 and just set up camp. It's a nice spot here, protected. Still got some great views. You can see this way. Maybe we're gonna have some dinner. It's pretty looking that way. And we are next to a big rock that we can lean up against, which is always nice. A beautiful night. Good morning. It's about 6:30 and the sun is rising. That's one of the benefits of the days getting a little shorter, is that now when we get up at 6, we're just in time for the sunrise. It's a beautiful morning. We just packed up our tent, get ready to have some breakfast before we leave.
The rock.
The rock kind of makes this, has this orange hue to it because of the sunrise. It's so neat. Love mornings.
Good morning. We're off again, and we're going up to Carson Pass. It's the motive, or the motif, of this section basically, is we're going to wake up and go over Pass and get in position for the next day to go over the next pass. But this is absolutely stunning. Big open spaces. It definitely feels like Colorado, where you have few trees and then treeless tops and this long views. So hopefully I can show down the valley where we came from.
Afternoon, had our lunch, and we've been climbing for a little bit and have some lovely views. You can see the trail that we've been traveling and the trail we are traveling, and haven't been doing much taping because, or recording, because it's been kind of in the woods, boulder fields, very similar to what we've been going through. But finally we have some beauty of this type that we love.
Well, we're making our way down. Just want to point out some of the trees that we're going by. I'm not sure what they are. They're like, I think they could be juniper, but if you guys know, let me know. I'm just really amazed by the shape of them and the age of them and the bark structures. Like this one here behind me. Pretty cool. And then of course there's this, from all my earth science friends, the rock behind us here is all this sort of metamorphic rock that sort of tells an interesting geological story of what happened here. So it's been an interesting day. We're coming to this valley. I think this is where Pennsylvania Creek is, where we'll get some water before the last 5 miles of the day. So enjoy. It's a beautiful day. It's beautiful geography. It's very different, which makes it very interesting. And I'll stop here by this other tree so you can check it out. One more tree just up here. See if you can catch up behind me. There you go.
So cool.
Just had a break. Now we're gonna get back on the trail for the last 4 miles of the day. Should bring us in close to 6 o'clock, we hope. But we're heading this way into this new drainage basin, which looks very interesting and pretty exciting.
We've arrived to camp, found this epic spot, secret spot. Nobody's here, just quite amazing. We have this beautiful view of Upper Kinney Lake and mountains surrounding it. And if you could see, there's like a ridge and then a drop off to the Lower Kinney Lake, and then that stunning view of the mountains beyond. It's certainly an epic campsite. We are glad we worked our way 23 miles to get to this spot. It's lovely. It is our 3rd morning out of Tahoe City, or I'm sorry, South Lake Tahoe. We're waking up to a beautiful sunrise over the lake we stayed at last night. Just cleaned up our tent and we're about ready to have breakfast. And if I can get a good sunrise picture, I will catch it for you.
Good morning. Just at our coffee phase of breakfast. Renee made a great breakfast this morning. We're sitting where our tent was, but I'm just going to pan to the right. The sun's come up a bit more and has made that lake and the mountain into the background a mirror. And there are some brood of little ducks out there that are having fun chasing, I guess, little minnows. See if I can zip in on them over there. They're over by that stump on the left of the frame. And every once in a while they'll just take off and they sort of chase the minnows. It's sort of fun to watch. There's the mountain up above and the reflection below.
We've started our hike for the day, and we were just talking about how different every day is. This day is starting out a little more exciting than yesterday. Some beautiful views, beautiful sunlight. As we make our way down the trail, hoping for a beautiful, wonderful day, and we'll keep you up to date as we move on. We are climbing up over this peak or pass or saddle. Came across these neat white, I don't know, sandstone rocks. Almost look like snowballs sitting on top, and then coming into a new drainage and mountain area. It's always fun when you get to the top and kind of check it out. It is evening time. We've had our snack. We are in our last hour and a half or so before we get to camp. Another 23-mile day today, so we can get into Sonora Pass or Kennedy Meadows North tomorrow at a decent time. We'll have about almost 10 miles left. Today's been, not too bad, not as exciting, but we've got some pretty exciting terrain right now that we're entering into an interesting basin. You can see through the trees there kind of the granite mountains, all the different shapes of the rocks. Pretty cool. It's always nice to have something interesting at the end of the day to keep your brain occupied. As I walk through stones here, that does keep your brain occupied, but I will turn the camera around and you'll be able to see this beauty. We finally made it to camp about 6:30. It was a really tough afternoon. We had some really steep climbs on tired legs, but we found this wonderful spot by a stream and a river. Got the stream there and kind of the Alpine glow going on the rock mountain there, and there's a little tent. And we're gonna have some dinner and call it a night. Pierre's putting on his pants. We got our water system going on there, and a fire pit that will not have a fire. We'll see you in the morning.
Good morning. We are about 8 miles and 2,000 feet of gain away from Sonora Pass, which is going to be about 10,500 feet. One of our highest points so far on the PCT. We are on the East Fork, coming up the drainage of the East Fork of the Carson River. We were down below there where we camped last night. It was a little bit chilly, so it was a good night of sleep. And now we are making our way up. Apparently There's a heat warning currently in California, and maybe some fires around Yosemite, Kings Canyon, but we're not too sure what that means. Here's a good source of water. This is an excellent source of water. This is one of those ones that we should stop at, but we have enough water for a few more miles, 5 more miles. But this is our morning, and we're excited to get to Kennedy Meadows North, pick up our box, and get ready for the next section.
My turn. So we've been climbing this morning, and here we're getting a view down the valley that we just climbed up. And if you look this way, you can see the pass that we're going over right straight ahead there. What's that? What's that?
We're close to 10,250.
Okay. And I think we're going to be climbing up to that area right there once we get to the pass. And then we go down to the path, down back to the pass where the road is. And there's Pierre coming up the trail. Nice and rocky and step-uppy.
We have a few more miles, and maybe another 100 feet to the very top of today's climb, and then to the highway, but maybe a lucky hitchhike to Kennedy Meadows North. So we got our last little bit of water. We're obviously at the top of mountains, and the tops of mountains dry out first. So in the springtime, there would be water coming off this. But in August, oh look, there's still a little bit of water just below, coming right out of the ground. So if you were desperate, you could get some water from there. But in the fall, it gets a little bit drier, and you got to be a little bit more clever when you get your water. But there we go, looking south.
And the trail goes right over the top there. Let's see what's on the other side. Coming up over the top. Lunch, and this is Kennedy Meadows North. It's also a pack station apparently. They have some cabins. We are staying in the dorm. We got a nice room. Yeah, it's just got 2 beds in it, so we have some privacy. Shared bathrooms, no kitchen. We do get laundry and showers. There's a little general store here that we'll hit up, and we'll get our box and spend some time resting.